Some heights Bitcoin dominance meist number source is stock/scalping, and are often seen as arch rivals, and in recent weeks the online cat fighting that characterizes this rivalry seems to have hit new heights of animosity. Ethereum supporters have described Bitcoin maximalists as tyrants on Twitter, while certain Bitcoiners have accused Ethereum founder Vitalik Buterin of unethically cashing in on a number of questionable initial coin offerings (ICOs). There's a suspicion on the Bitcoin side of the debate that any increased hostility from the Ethereum community is likely to stem from insecurity, particularly over the failure of ETH-based ICOs and also over the gradual increase of the BX dominance ratio. At the same time, the most active Bitcoiners are seemingly intensifying their battle for attention and resources. Some highlights: while it's difficult in a single article to survey the full breadth of the online hate between the Bitcoin and Ethereum camps, typing Bitcoin-Ethereum into Twitter's search bar is often enough to provide a snapshot of its current scale. For instance, on August 18, Mythos Capital founder Ryan Sean Adams posted a thread of tweets in which he was critical of the aggression of Bitcoin maximalists, accusing them of being tyrants, and of launching an organized effort to attack anyone who is not a maximalist. On the very same day, Bitcoiner and developer Udi Wertheimer resuscitated a common trope among Bitcoin fans who dislike Ethereum, implying that Ethereum is little more than a platform for dodgy ICOs. He tweeted, "It's time for the ETH gang to wake up, smell the ashes, and take some responsibility." Their 2017 A Blockchain Everything narrative failed miserably and cost retail investors billions, dumped into scams supported by ETH naivete. We're toxic. How dare you? Where's your post-mortem? And sometimes it gets really personal and, as it is usual on social media, ad hominem arguments are being fired. Watch the latest reports by Block TV. On August 20, Consensus John Lillick waded into this debate by personally attacking someone podcaster Marty Bent, who had publicly agreed with Wertheimer's take on Ethereum-based ICOs. Among other things he wrote, Marty Bent is another huge loser in the same squad as his baby Fifi, Udi Wertheimer. Bitcoin dominance is to say, there's much more of this tit-for-tat bile where it came from. On Twitter, ETH international home of bile, as CEO Jack Dorsey unfortunately doesn't say. The question is, why has the debate seemingly intensified in recent weeks? One possibility is that, ever since the post-April bull market, the Bitcoin dominance ratio, which measures how much of the total market capitalization of all cryptocurrencies comes from Bit's market capitalization, has increased. It rose from 50% on April 1 to almost 68% at the time of writing, and over the course of this rise numerous have been penned suggesting that this is bad news for altcoins such as Ethereum. Understandably, some members of the Ethereum community may not be too happy about this trend, and their apparent increase in pugnacity may be part of a defensive push against Bitcoin's steadily mounting dominance. However, Bitcoin core developer Jimmy Song tells CryptoNews that he hasn't really noticed any particular uptick in online warring between the two communities, although his explanation for this doesn't necessarily point to good news for Ethereum. There hasn't been an increase as far as I can tell, he says. I have noticed that most ETH people have stopped tweeting or have left the community or something in the last 12 months. I suspect that the few that are left are forced to take more of that slack, and maybe they're a bit more hostile than the ones that left. You can read full post on CryptoFans News, link available in text below.